love. So it's love, attention, sense of belonging, safety, and security. When you have those reasonably in your childhood from primary caretakers, they have to model that behavior. They have to be actively engaged with you. They have to create an environment that's safe and secure and routine and disciplined. That gives that child a sense of ease. His mind is eased by that, and he feels comfortable, and he feels like he belongs. He's part of something, so he has a sense of identity and self-worth, and he's getting reinforced for the things that he's doing with attention, which also gives him, all of those things give him a sense of being loved, which is very powerful. That is the foundation, the recipe, or the ingredients for self-esteem. If you don't have those, or they're inadequately met through parenting, then you won't have a good self-esteem. You won't have a sense of identity. You won't have self-worth. And then you will also, on top of that, have impulse, be impulsive and over-emotional, over-reactive. Those are all a recipe for dysfunction. So when I say self-esteem is predicated upon the last four things, it's important to come from a stable environment, meaning parenting, so that you have a sense of identity, that you have a sense of self-worth, which will give you self-esteem, okay? When you get older, that turns into purpose. What am I supposed to do? Where do I fit in? How do I belong? What is my individual self-worth? Not just my part in the family and having that, but that's the building block to get to that. So a lot of times children that don't have the fundamentals have low self-esteem into adolescence because they didn't have the foundations to build the initial self-esteem that grows into the individual self-esteem. It's a difference. Do you understand? And searching for identity and self-worth when you're an adolescent and young adult is tough.
Are you saying age like 13, 14?
Yeah, adolescence. You know, around puberty time, when you're getting into high school, when when your primary focus is fitting in, belonging, being part of something, finding your own identity and self-worth, okay, outside of the family. So if you don't have the foundations that you got by belonging to the family and having your identity and self-worth and stability from the family, then if you're going to go into this whole situation inept, not knowing or not having a direction and not having the skills necessary to build your next level of sense of purpose and identity, where you fit in as an individual. Because as in a family, that's why it's so important. You understand the importance of being part of something and belong, because that gives you self-esteem and self-worth. And if you don't have that, you're going to go in empty. And you're going to be in a situation, especially a social situation in high school and young adolescence, where you're insecure. You feel inferior. You don't know where you fit. And it gives you low self-esteem. And it causes you to be inward and awkward socially, okay? And that's where most people struggle with getting the individual self-esteem, okay? Because they didn't get it as a child growing up adequately, all right? So when you feel inadequate, when you feel inferior, you're going to have a difficult time fitting in with peers and finding your sense of identity. And that's going to slow and delay developmental milestones, especially in terms of your development. Because it's very important to be able to fit in, to find a group, to find purpose and meaning when you're finding your identity and self-worth, okay? So how do we fix that? How do